Hello, hello. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. And I see your link. And now I see my spreadsheet.
Okay.
So basically, what we want to do today is
hmm
cover the last three open games. I didn't play a lot of games this week, kind of resting up. And I finished my homework. I did it right before the lesson, and I used that thing you called custom.
hmm
That was really good. I like the fact that you can click a number of levels and actually even a number of types of problem, right?
hmm
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Awesome. Was that the feature you were looking for?
Not quite. I was hoping to be able to specify a number of problems also. And I don't know if you can do that or not. Or
I can. The tricky part is what if you pick a number of things? I think I can set a max number of problems because what if the number of stuff that you pick is less than the number you were hoping for, right?
well, that's right. It would have to be a max number.
Yeah.
Um, But like if I pick, say, level 4 of some category and there's 90 problems, I don't need to see 90 problems if I
hmm
want 50.
hmm
And maybe it could pick them randomly from the number of problems that are available.
Maybe. There's also the random function in the site is really annoying. So the way it works is it only generates a random function once. So whenever you put in filters or whatever to do a random search, it'll give you a random list. But if you put in the exact same filters, it'll give you the exact same list because it only generates the random function on the page load instead of every single time I send a request. So a lot
Yeah,
of the times I have to
actually,
say, don't get the same problems. Get a random list of stuff that doesn't include the same problems. But if the problem list isn't long enough, then it just doesn't work.
yeah, I probably don't really need the ability to specify a number of problems. I'm probably better off to decide the level that I'd really like to focus on and only click that and just see how many there are,
hmm
because like if I select 3 levels, then I don't even really know how many are going to be from which level within that list. So I'm probably better to just work backwards from a level. And
Okay.
so like today, I did, I chose level 4 for squeeze and I did 50 problems. And I think there was maybe more than 50. And for net, I did 50 problems and I think there was like maybe one more than 50. And then when it came to endgame, I decided to go the other way around and start with level 1 and there was 11. I did that. Level 2, there was 18. I did that, added them up, figured out I needed 21 more, went to level 3 and did 21 problems. So I finished my 50 end game.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's just not enough problems. I think if I was able to upload every problem that I have a folder of like 300,000, but like I have to sort all of them because they're not.
Well, yeah,
That's the whole point of
it'll
the
take
website.
it'll take a whole lot of time before you have enough problems. But once you get to the point where you think maybe it would work, then you can think about whether you want to
I'm
implement it.
really thinking like how at what point should I actually take the time to invest into adding more problems over coding stuff? Because I'm actually just really struggling to balance and prioritize because there's
Mm-hmm.
so many things on the site, right? So it's really hard to balance and prioritize.
Well, personally, I think the site has plenty of stuff, and I'd rather see more problems than more coding. But that's only me,
Well, there's also bug fixing too, which
right?
is part of the coding. There's still a couple things that I think maybe be obvious to you, but not to others. because right now I don't have any sort of tutorial in place that'll walk you through what exists.
Oh, absolutely. You need that because, like, I didn't even know what custom was.
Yeah, I've had
This
a
was the
couple
first.
people tell me they didn't know the
Yeah,
stats or the custom button, and I'm like, yeah, that's a thing.
right, right. But a custom button is not at all obvious.
Hmm.
And I figured I was always going to just categories. And I don't know how long you had custom, but it just like totally went under the radar for me.
Hmm. So I have that, and then I also want to make a goals list, maybe some sort of floating thing that says, "Hey, I want to set a goal for myself to do this amount of problems in these categories or whatever, and then I want to play this amount of games." And then you
Mhm.
link your OGS.
And then it would keep track of the problems that you've actually done toward your goal or not.
So that feature actually already exists. Do you remember the quest that I was doing before this design?
Let's see. I'm not remembering the quest.
So there was a pop up to do quest with the dragons, but I figured that whole sort of theme was better for kids than adults because I think the some adults didn't like it, but the kids were loving it. So
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to like. So I decided to focus more on the adults because they were the ones paying the bills,
Yes, sure.
so I built the classic theme for all the adults that liked a more classical, traditional feel. But the quest system exists. I just have to put it in a classic theme way. So that's also something to do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sounds
it's a never ending progress. But yeah,
good.
it exists. I'm glad you found it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. There
It'll
needs to be a lot more
it'll allow
problems.
me it'll allow me to do my 50 problems or 100 problems or whatever it is you want me to do.
Good, good. Okay. Where did
So
we leave off?
we could just go to round 4
Okay,
right
so
there. I lost this one to an 8Q, and I don't think it was that big of
this
a
says
loss.
Gary Smith, and this says, oh, I clicked the wrong one.
Yep.
That makes sense. Okay, so this is Albert Yi. Is this like a little Chinese boy? Because I feel
Not
like
a
this name.
little. No, well, wait a second. You're right. He's not real little, but he's young. I think, um,
I think he might
I
have
don't know,
beaten my wife.
16, 17, 16 or 17, maybe 15.
Yeah, I think he might have beat my wife and brother at some point.
Right.
The name looks familiar.
Yeah.
Looks like you missed a goose to Suji.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy is, if I'm not mistaken, this guy is in Princeton. I saw Princeton on his tag, if he's the one I'm thinking of, which is really great because I'm local to Princeton myself. And maybe I can get to Go Club and maybe I can convince
Okay,
him to
it's
get
not who
there.
I'm thinking of then. Because the one I was thinking of was like in middle school at best. So, uh,
Well, I'm not saying he's going to Princeton. He lives in Princeton.
oh, okay.
Princeton is a town as well as a university.
I did not know that.
That's why they call it Princeton.
Okay. Have you looked into this Joseki at all?
I have, um,
Oh, crap, it can't see
I
the Go
think
board.
it's,
The OGS recording cannot see the Go board.
uh-oh.
I mean, good thing we didn't get anything yet.
Okay, good.
Where is...
And you are live streaming, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's looking for all the US Go Congress stuff. That was the issue. Yeah, it was looking for all the US Go Congress scenes and whatnot. Okay. What were you saying about this?
Oh, this is a position that, if I recall correctly, Ragnar went over with me at some point. And I never really did fully digest it.
Okay. Um, did you try playing it?
Um, I don't
Because
remember. It was so long ago.
being told about it once never actually makes you learn it. You actually have to
Oh yeah,
play
I
it and
know.
mess it up a few times before you finally get it down.
Yeah, I know.
But that is this is typically the modern one to play. Okay, so you're going high?
I think I confused this with another Joseki.
I mean, it's a possible move. Not sure if this is. Oh, this is complicated. I think at the end of the day, just probably gonna have to do research on it because there's a lot of stuff going on in here. I want to
Don't.
say that it's not a huge deal, but it seems a little good for black. Probably at least go here. Um, maybe here. This one has a Tsuji because there's two ways to cut you. But I guess if you're not worried about the one stone, it feels a little good for black though. I don't know. It's not a huge deal. If you don't know the Joseki, it's better just to take a 2-point loss and not die.
I guess that's what I did, huh?
Yeah. That one's a little bit slow.
Yeah,
Probably you want one over here so they can't block and Sente, and then just go play a big move.
right.
Yeah, this one's slow. Okay. Yeah, I think just don't forget that this one is important. That way they don't get the left side and Sente.
Yes.
Okay, Joseki. Just to be sure, I'm pretty sure you do, but you know
Oh,
this,
I
right?
sure do.
Okay.
I absolutely do.
Just
And
making
I
sure.
punish it. I punish it every damn time, and I feel really good about it.
Yeah,
And I never do it myself.
it was really popular back
And
in the KGS days too.
it is classic. So classic.
Okay. So let's think about this. There's 4 center squares, all of which look kind of dame. Any sort of aji. Not really seeing anything obvious. Maybe there's a little bit of aji here. Um this exists. Maybe even just no, I think this one's fine. This exists, but black will probably reduce it. But it also exists for black. So probably this is kind of a double potential. You could also think to here. You could also go here and try to see if you can get lucky and squeeze, and then do that.
Hmm.
That could be cool. Um, I want to say my first instinct is the top right, but it's not obvious what to do. So I think just making points is okay. On a neutral board, making points isn't that bad. This feels very defensive.
Sure does.
Ooh, interesting crosscut. Okay.
Worked out okay.
Now there is a center. So now you got to deal with it.
There sure is.
This one is not correct. It should be over here somewhere.
Okay, that's better.
Because um this square is the one that just got big after this. Right? So now this is the one that's scary. It's not quite this one. That one's not it yet. But this sort of house looking thing right there, that is where you want to put your stones. So this is a little bit far from the big center. That's dangerous. Don't forget about the crosscut.
Okay.
Because remember, this Joseki is okay because you have that, and there's nothing in here, right?
Right. Right.
And remember, the 2 space has its own weakness, but it's usually okay because you can connect. But if you
Right.
combine them,
Yep.
now you're in trouble. So I think just push and then jump should be fine. Because if they
Yeah.
do this, it doesn't really matter. And now, if they want the center, they have to give you fourth line territory. So it's a lot better of an exchange. Yeah, that's annoying. Just connect. Yeah,
Yep.
just connect.
Right. Right.
Just connect.
Right.
Good, good. Stay alive. Okay. So now we're looking at the
Oh,
square. There's a
yeah.
very obvious cutting point because we see a knight's move.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question is, do you recognize the knight's move?
Well, yes, but I guess I was more interested in getting into the center than I was in cutting the knight's
Mhm.
move. But
At
cutting the
single
knight's
digit
move may
Q,
have been more valuable.
at single digit Q, you kind of know what the goal is, but you want to learn how to do it in Sente. So you played in this area because you said this is the area that I think we should be playing in. But if you can play in this area in Sente, then you're doing exactly what you wanted, but now you're doing it while attacking.
Hmm.
So that's usually a bit more powerful. Of all the ways to fix, I want to say this one's the most valuable.
Nice.
But this one leaves a very annoying in game. So I definitely would have picked this one over that one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think this one's the worst way to fix because that is just really, really big. It looks like you're threatening the cut, so that's kind of cool though. But there was already a cut, so actually you forced them to fix both cuts now.
Yep, I did.
Oops. Oops. Hmm. Are you ahead on territory?
I don't know.
You should be. It looks like you are. Just at a glance, it looks like you are. I don't see enough for black, which means making the center dame should be a good plan for you.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Okay, here is another cutting point.
Okay, yes.
But I think cutting right now is a little bit scary, but I think a reduction while keeping an eye on that cut, see if it activates, should be a good idea. There's also a cut right here, or potential for a cut right here, which means this is kind of a double peep. So you just
Yeah,
keep an eye on that and you say, if I want to play in this area. This one's a mistake. This one's just straight up cuttable.
right.
So here.
Yes.
I'm really surprised that black didn't go for the cut. What? Just connect.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to be fancy.
Yeah, fancy people go broke. They spend too much money.
I know. I know.
Yeah, fancy is a good way to die. Oh, now black's getting a ton of value because now you have to do
Right.
all these fixing moves instead of playing over
I
here to
know.
reduce.
The thing is, like, I got peeped once and I answered. I got peeped again and I got pissed off.
Yeah. People don't like the opponent says win the game, and you're just like, well, now I don't want to win because now you told me to. So, yeah, if your opponent tells you to win the game or whatever, then you just gotta listen. This is unfortunately just too big, so this is clearly a mistake.
Hmm.
Mm, this doesn't do anything. Oh, you're trying to build.
Yeah,
Um, the problem is there's two openings, and you can't
I
shut
realized.
either
Yeah,
one in Sente. You have to be able to shut one of
that's
them in
right.
Sente.
That's correct.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I think there's just no way to make that. What the heck is this? Um, so
I,
if you do
I,
this,
s-
he's gonna do this, right?
right.
And if you
So
do
then
this here, here,
the,
here, 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 um, yeah, I think this is the move. I agree, because now the double honey is a lot more powerful, and this isn't too big of a deal because you just get it right back in the center. Yeah, probably D8's the best. This feels like an unnecessarily fancy way to do this, but sure. Oh, well, if you're not gonna save the stone, then like play in game.
Oh,
Hmm. Yeah, this one is like one of those weird looking moves, but the idea is you have to watch all the cutting points.
hey, let's take a look and see what AI says about that move.
The right side's bigger. That's what it says. It looks like D8 is the correct move though, locally,
Uh-huh.
because 0.4. Hmm.
No, I mean about D9.
Negative 1.6. Because
Negative
the right
1.6.
right side is bigger. Unfortunately, if
Okay,
there's a
fine.
big thing, then it's not gonna even think about it.
Right, right.
Okay, cool in game. Before this one though, you could have gone here, and the higher line is typically better.
That's true.
However, with that being said, there's this Aji, so it's yours is still better. Just keep that in mind. That's the reason it makes it better though. Okay, nice. Keep in Sente. And that's Dame. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe you could get one more here. And then here. Actually, yeah, I did get that one. Oh, I forgot right here, though.
Yep.
Gotta find all those in-game points. This is Dame. There's nothing here.
Okay. I guess I just didn't know what to do on this board.
Trace the borders when you don't know what to do. Just look around the borders and just push what you can push.
Right.
Because we traced the borders, we were like, okay, there's something right here for black, right here for white, maybe right here for white, definitely right here for white, and then we just go around this whole position doing that, and then we go
Yep.
around this whole position, and we just do that for each position, and then we do it for ours if we need to as well. That's pretty much what you do for in game. If you don't know what to do, then we just go to the edge of everything and just trace the border.
Yeah. Push the borders, push the borders, push the borders.
Mm-hmm. Uh, this one's not necessary. You're alive.
Okay.
I think you got a little bit scared, but if we just imagine black does that, we do that, then it's pretty clear that it's alive.
Right.
So I think you got a little bit scared there. Okay. That one's too slow.
Right.
Because if black does it, we just block.
Right.
Yeah, got to be a little bit greedier for Sente. This is nice. Trying to push yourself here. That's good. Oh, black KV points. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, I think just a little bit greedier for Sente. You start Sente well, but then you usually lose track of it.
Right.
And now that did not fix it. And this is here for the rest of the game.
Darn, darn, darn.
Yeah.
I can't believe. You know, it's so funny because I looked at F2 and I just wasn't seeing it. I wanted something to be
Well,
there and
it
I
didn't
wasn't.
activate until black took their liberty. Because
Right.
this is an
But,
empty triangle at the end of it.
but even after I was looking and I wasn't finding it.
Mm. Probably just one move short. You probably got to 6 and didn't notice the cut, I guess.
Yeah, maybe so.
Okay. Hmm.
See, I can't really read beyond 3 or 4.
I got to get those Ben eyes.
I know.
So that one I think is going to be ladders. It's not zigzaggy though. Technically, it is a ladder. But let's see. Empty triangles are ladders, squeezes, maybe squeeze, or maybe what are the cuts? I know the advanced cuts get into really cool Tasujis or whatever, but I don't know if it has to do with squeezing to cut like that one did.
Now, some of your problems fall into more than one category, correct?
Yep, that is
Because
one
I
of
noticed
my
that.
big
I
things that I
noticed it
did wrong.
because, well, maybe it's not wrong actually, because if it actually is uh, two categories, it ought to be listed as two categories.
Well, it
I
can't.
noticed,
It's not. I didn't build it in that way because it's one of the things that early on I did something to where you can only categorize it in one way. Instead of adding a tag, I said this is in this category.
oh,
And now I'm really regretting it because it didn't have the foresight to think of the tags first because,
is
mistakes.
there any way to fix it?
Yes, but everything searches that category thing, so all of the searches would have to be remade. So at some point, I really need to just spend a week to do it. But we're talking like a week, maybe 2 weeks of just straight fixing things that already exist, just
Yeah.
to do
See,
that.
I noticed it when I was doing the squeeze and net problems.
hmm Where's cut? Yeah, throw in and fall size, are a lot too. Um, okay, yeah, I think some of these cuts are similar. Yeah, I think what level do you do? 3 and 4?
Well, um, I suppose I am capable of 3 and 4. Um, I like easy problems, but I can often solve the 4.
Well, you need like 75% easy, 25% hard.
Oh, well, in that case, I ought to be going levels 2 through 4, I would think.
I don't know what's easy for you, so you have to
Uh,
make that judgment call.
um, I would say level 4 is not easy.
Okay.
Um,
We could say level 4 is what you need to learn. But if I were you, I would do level 4, do the cut. There's 26 of them. I would do all 26 of them. And then I would wait 2 days, come back, do it again, wait 2 days, come back, do it again. On that third time, it should be a lot easier for you.
okay, level 4 cut problems.
hmm Okay. Alrighty. But I think that's what that one is cut. Also, you have oh, I guess it's above your level, but the in songs
Well,
Trouble
master.
Master.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? Trouble Master is great, but they're almost all too hard for me.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
remember
he
my Go
throws
Club and I were like, we would put one on the table and then we would try to solve one a day, and we would sit there for like an hour just looking at it.
exactly.
And we're all
And
like Dawn players just staring at this thing.
I know it's it's not good for anybody my level. Insung has said that he plans to do a beginner level Trouble Master, which would be really, really great
That would be
because I
awesome.
mean, basically, we're talking about simple goose tasuchis if he does that.
Yeah. I mean, technically, his Trouble Master is Goose Tsuji's too. He just has a much
That's
better
true. He just
design for
calls
him.
it. Yeah, Trouble Master is the word he used, the phrase he uses. And I think the fact that he shows them on a whole board and has multiples on the whole board is really great.
hmm
I'm just not good enough to benefit from it at this point.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that it's so unique, I would totally add like those to the site. But I feel like at that point, it's just theft because it's just too unique. It's not like something.
Oh, you mean even if you designed your own in the same
No, no,
style?
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. I meant if I took the exact same ones, because a lot
Now
of
you
go,
can't do that.
yeah, that one's that's what I'm saying. It's too unique. But
No, but you
a
know
lot of
what?
problems is just it doesn't
You
matter because it
could
repeats enough.
you could create whole board positions with your own geese at, probably a lower level than he does.
Yeah, I could.
Because
I could definitely do that. The issue would be it would like that's just more time to put into something, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The issue with me is always time.
Right.
I don't think you need this one.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I guess you lose a point right here at some point in the future, but that's it.
Hmm.
1 point is not worth not worth Sente. What is this? This is such a chicken move.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's ridiculous.
Uh I think you were just rushing at that
I
point.
was so tired. Uh, these long
Oh, I
games,
know. Oh my
they
gosh.
they totally wear me out. And, you know, added to the fact that I don't play across the board. So I've got this foreign situation in front of me, and I'm sitting there for a freaking hour and a half.
Try
So
sitting there for 3 hours. That's what I
I
have to
know.
do.
Oh, by the way, the times at the European Go Congress are Fisher.
That's cool.
And amazingly, um, they are a lot longer than these US Go Congress games. They're
Oh my
allowing,
gosh. Are you serious?
I am serious because
Oh man.
Ben said he has games that go over 4 hours.
Oh my gosh. That sounds awful.
And they allow sealed moves, whereas the US Go Congress does not allow sealed moves
You
anymore.
for 4 hours you gotta, right?
Right,
Like
you have to allow
crazy.
sealed moves with a 4-hour game. And like these games could go 6 hours. That's the estimation based on the Fisher time. And off the top of my head, I believe that it's 60 minutes plus 60 seconds for 4 dawn and above. And then from 4 dawn to 2Q, it's 60 minutes plus, I think, 45. Uh,
Oh my
and
gosh, that sounds
then
like a nightmare.
and for
It's like
uh
title match level right there.
yeah, for 3Q and below, it's 60 seconds plus 20, I think. I mean 60 minutes plus 20.
60 plus 20 sounds similar to Go Congress, I think.
I believe so. Yeah. And so that's probably what we'll end up with when they go to Fisher time.
That doesn't sound too bad. Oh, speaking of Fisher Time, have you seen or looked at the OGS thing that I was working
I
on?
did. Um, let's see. Well, I was actually I thought you were going to be talking about there was a OGS suggestion by somebody else for Fisher time. Did you see that long post?
I've seen several long posts, so you got to be more specific.
Well, um, actually,
I don't know if you saw, but I just read a lot of stuff by a dude named Drewby.
yeah, I can't remember. And right now, I'm not remembering any of the specifics, so
Okay.
it's not even worth it for me to try and point you
Um,
to it.
I'll leave you with this. This basically you just link your OGS account. And it's just these buttons. You click the button and it creates a challenge for you. When the challenge there is a small problem, which is browsers treat the OGS game like a pop-up or like a thing, so you have to allow pop-ups, which is really annoying. But once you
Mm-hmm.
allow it, when the game starts, it'll open the game in another tab. If it gets blocked, you'll see it pop over here in the left, and it'll be green. So it'll be like your latest correspondence move or latest live game move or whatever. So what it's like the green ones over here is like these games are it's your turn. So if your game starts, it'll be right here. If it doesn't open in a new tab, but the idea is that you click this, it creates a challenge down here, and then I don't want to show you because I don't want to get in a match, but like
Yeah.
it'll give you a timer. It says expected wait time 120 seconds, and then for
Mm-hmm.
each of these, it has an approximation of how long the match will take. So we have a fast blitz 1 minute plus 5 to 30 minutes plus 20, which is like I don't know. I estimated it to be 90 minutes, but it might be.
That's a long time. That's a very long time because we use 10 minutes plus 20 seconds for our games for BenQ League if we choose Fisher. And
Hmm.
we consider that to be kind of comparable to 20 minutes plus 5 times 30. And so
What would
that
you say
is
the
really long.
match length time is?
The match length time, if people are actually using their time, is in the neighborhood of an hour and a half.
Okay, so you think this one's more than an hour and a half?
Oh, it has to be because, well, it's got to be at least uh, 20 plus 20 more than an hour and a half. I think if people actually use their time,
What I did was I
because
took 2/3 of 19 times 19, so 361 times 0.66, and then I multiplied that by 20 and then added 60. And I got a weird number that I rounded basically.
oh yeah, I don't think that's 90 minutes. I think it's more.
Maybe I didn't do it for this one, but that's what I was trying to do. Is maybe I forgot one or something. But yeah, that's the idea here. And then if you want to just do a practice game against the bot, but that exists.
People are these all bot games or these are with people?
No, this is
Other than
this will you hook up your OGS account, and this is people. If you want to play a bot, you have to click the bot and choose a bot. But
so then it
it creates
creates
the
the match.
challenge. Yeah, it creates the challenge. It has its own settings, so that way you don't have to like worry about setting anything up. It's basically Chinese rules, no handicap, plus or minus two, I believe.
And people are actually accepting these 30-minute
Um,
plus
no,
20-second
I
matches.
didn't even attempt those, but I'm like, people want to have high time settings. I'm like, here you go, there as it is, if you want
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Good
No,
luck
I've
trying
been
to get
playing
anybody
these
to take
two.
it.
Yeah, I've been playing these two, and I've been getting matches within like 2 minutes or so.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, it exists. I'm debating if I want to add it to the play because when you click play, I'm thinking maybe have play bots or play online, and the play online would go here. But the play online requires an OGS account and it requires you to have permission of the pop-ups. But I'm thinking maybe if I put like a sound, a ding sound or whatever, maybe it'll be obviouser. But I don't know. Without that pop-up ability, then you have to click on something. So maybe I can have like a thing that says your match is ready. Click this to go it or something. But it
Yeah,
gets
but isn't
blocked.
that a pop-up?
I think there's a difference between an automated pop-up and a pop-up where you click a button and go to somewhere.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing with audio. Browsers do not allow me to play audio until you interact with something. So you have to interact with something on the page before I can play audio.
Okay.
It will not let me just open a page and just blare music at you.
Oh, well, that's really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of security that goes into these things for your convenience that you probably just don't know about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a thing that exists.
Okay, so did we finish that one game?
Yes, we did. Um,
Okay.
I mean, I guess we didn't, but I think the rest is just a few more pushing moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the big issue is
And
this Goose
the
Tsuji.
Miss Tasuji. Yes, absolutely. The Miss Tasuji. Okay, so this is number 5. Oh, no.
Oh, is the
You clicked the
European Go
wrong
Congress
thing.
happening right now?
No. Yes, it is. You clicked the wrong game.
Oh, did I? What?
Yep. Uh,
Are you sure?
wait a second. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
How? How did I do that? I clicked it. It was even highlighted. I don't know. I don't know. My mouse does mouse things.
That's it. That's the
Okay.
game.
Are you black or
Okay,
white?
now this game, let's see, play a couple moves and I'll be able to tell you.
1 second. Emrance wanted the link. Uh, play dash. So, oh fudge. Okay, if I could spell things, you know. The link is play dash online. So megadragon.com/play dash online. So you can play with that if you want. Okay. Da, 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 da.
Okay, I'm black, obviously.
Yeah, there's 2 star points. I was like, you're not black. Okay. Okay. Uh, are you intentionally going fourth line for some influence, or to counter the influence?
Um, Not really. I just thought that I might get a better position on the left if he played this in a traditional manner.
Hmm. But I mean, like compared to the low versus high.
Um, I just thought I was going to get more with the high. That's all. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, they're both Joseki, so like you can't be wrong. But
Right.
the idea is the fourth line cares more about the center, and the third line cares more about like the corner and territory.
Well, I probably should have played the third then because I'm playing points lover.
Not necessarily. If you wanted points lever, it would be 3-3 probably. But I think the star point wants this square, right? So
Yeah.
this move looks at that square. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad move.
Well, the reason I played in the upper left is because even though, according to Points Lover, I could have played in the lower left, there was a 3-4 yet to be approached.
Hmm.
And Yin and Yang would have shamed me if I hadn't approached it.
I love how different opening theories can be. It's also frustrating because you try to learn the opening, you're like, there's so many correct answers, and depending on which correct answer, it says other things are wrong answers that other people say are correct answers. Can never find a book that gives you a yes or no answer because they usually say yes or no, and then another book says no, they're wrong.
Right.
Why not here? It's definitely
I
Sentai.
should have, and AI wanted it.
Yeah, it's definitely Sentai.
Okay. You're going to see some real crazy things happening in this game at the end.
Does this have an
So,
AI review?
it should because I am a member.
Yeah, but this is an uploaded game, right?
I know that, but I still think it does.
Do you have
Um,
a button that says like
to do the AI review, let me go to my spreadsheet myself so I can click on the game and hold on.
because I don't really have a button for that in the
Uh,
review, which is annoying.
okay, I'll find it. So okay, I'm at the game. I'm gonna go to it, and I'm going to. Oh, let's see. Okay, I can enable AI, which I
Yeah,
did, but
but
it's not a full review or
yeah, there's a difference.
okay. I guess
So
it's
I'm
because it's an
trying to figure
upload.
out how to make reviews or uploads or demos get the full review, and I just don't know if it's possible, or I just haven't figured it out yet.
Hmm.
But like if we can get that, then I can have a little bit more data to work with. But even just the number right here, as long as it's been graphed, it should be able to give me that pop up or whatever. But I was just curious if you could do it
Well,
because I haven't been able to do it yet.
but it is showing the move. So it's
Right,
showing,
that's an active analysis though. There's a difference between a review and an active analysis. So when you have the active analysis, whatever you're looking at, it's analyzing and giving you suggestions. But a review, it goes through and gives a value and suggestion for each move and saves it locally. And then when you open a review, it'll already have that information for you. And then
right.
as you navigate through, it'll add more analysis to the move you're looking at. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, it makes sense.
This one's very odd.
Well, I was feeling like I, of course, needed to make these stones live. And I also didn't want to get too closed in. So I was kind
Hmm.
of moving towards the center.
I don't know why this didn't work. I don't know. This review page is so many bugs. My thought is to do this. And now
Okay.
you're like 90% alive. Because the big thing is, if this is alive, you can now attack this stone.
Mhm. Oh, by the way, this guy is an 8Q HEA,
Okay.
and I'm 9. Actually, almost 10.
I was having a thought the other day about how can I integrate Samego Dragon with AGA. This is, I think, me brainstorming. Did you listen to the podcast with the dude interviewed me on?
Oh, I did. It was very good.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. And then I got to thinking about like through all the all of the podcasts about like how to grow Go and whatnot. And I get to think is like there's a lot of complaints about the AGA, but it's not like the AGA ranks don't exist, right? And I'm like, how can I? Because right now I've been making use of OGS API, right? And I'm like, okay, technically, as long as I don't do things that require approval, is there a way for me to use the AGA's stuff without requiring approval? And a part of me was like, what if I can do some like AGA rated events or something?
Oh,
And I thought that would be very interesting if I could somehow use the AGA with some track.
well, here's the thing. If you have a club,
Hmm.
you can do AGA-rated events, but they must take place face to face
Right.
and be supervised.
That's the biggest
Uh,
restriction,
it
unfortunately.
is, it is. But the thing is, if you accept the fact that online and across the board shall never meet in the rating system, and I fully believe that, then you have to have your standards.
Right. I was also thinking about the NAOL because this I feel like is a very underutilized amount of information, right? What is it, LEGO or whatever?
Yeah,
I think these videos are not getting watched hardly at all.
I
Uh,
think I think they're not well enough advertised.
exactly, exactly.
And the people who are having their games reviewed are very often not there. And I have to wonder if they are even watching them after the fact,
I don't think
because
they are because the
finding the
NAOL,
games is not easy.
it's been 2 days and I have zero views on that NAOL. This NAOL, I have zero views from last week. No one's watching these. And so my thinking
Mhm.
was, what if I posted the results or whatever from each season on Sumego Dragon in a sort of off on the side kind of thing somewhere?
Well,
Um,
why don't you contact Milan, who is the guy who he's the TD for NAOL. And he would probably think it would be great if the reviews got more viewings. And he would probably be fine with it. But, clear it with him first.
why do I need to clear it with them?
Um, well, I don't know. I don't know if you would actually have to. I suppose since they are public, since
Hmm.
anyone who looks at um, Lego is actually able to look at the NAOL stuff.
Hmm.
They don't have to
That's
actually
actually what gave
be
me
a
the
part of it.
idea in the first place. Was
Yeah.
like I can
So
just
you
literally
could.
click on here and see
Yeah,
the
you could.
URL links.
Right, you could. And anybody could. So there's no reason why you couldn't make those links available. Yeah. You don't even need permission.
Yeah, I want to have it in a good design and says, hey, if you want to join this league, you can do so here.
Oh, that would
Um,
be that would be promoting the AGA, which would be great.
yeah, and I think,
You can give them your promo code.
no, that was only temporary.
Oh,
We only
too
got
bad.
sponsored for the AGA promo code for a couple of like a month or so, or a month, I forget. It was a certain amount of weeks. And that was to mostly grow Congress, which they didn't specify, but we kept getting encouraged for Congress.
It may
So
have worked. It may have worked because that Congress was huge.
that's great. That is great. So,
As witness the overflow room, which I
mhm.
lovingly refer to as the weak players room.
Depending on how well our codes did, they may or may not sponsor us again, but also they might have value for us just letting people know about it. I know really tried to push the NAOL. That was where my focus was, but I kept getting the feeling that they wanted me to push Go Congress more than NAOL. That was the kind of like vibe that I was getting. They didn't say anything specifically, but I kind of felt like they didn't want me to advertise NAOL. They wanted me to advertise Congress. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
but you have all the other people that you've sponsored advertising Congress, so I wanted to pick this one, but whatever. And I thought that was an interesting little thing. But yeah, technically, I don't have the code anymore. It was only temporary. I love this bottom right. This is like
I know. This
textbook.
is usually in the upper right, but it is so fantastic. And once it's created, it makes for a very hard game for white.
Hmm.
Now, I felt like it was big enough to protect.
Okay, well, the question is protecting more valuable than the profit? That's the question, right? So
Yeah.
if we chase it, let's draw some lines. If you go chase it that way and you get a wall that way, you can use that to reduce this position over here. Okay, that's
Hmm.
potential profit. Um, if you chase it this way and white runs that way, at some point you're going to need some sort of move right here. So you can imagine that you have these, because you have to get that for the base. And then this will look at that, which is already open. So I want to say this is the square that you would want to aim for, which means you want to chase it up and get this. But while you're chasing it up, at some point you're going to need to block, and that's simply because these two stones need a base.
Yeah.
So going by that logic, we could simply go here, or actually probably more pressure would be here. And the question becomes, if white jumps in, is this overplay for white or not? And that's where all the reading comes in. And if it's okay and white can do it, then it might just be better just to fix and then attack. That way we have no base issues.
Yeah.
So that might be the thought here.
I probably didn't play a good move next then.
Yeah, I think your move's a little bit odd. Definitely, I want these two stones to have a base.
Right. That's better.
And then once you have a base, you can go all out on the attack.
Speaking of NAOL, as you
Mhm.
know, because you reviewed the game, I won my NAOL game this week. One thing I don't know if you noticed was that I totally obliterated the upper left corner. So if we have time at the end, take a look.
Um, did I get to that? I kind of go
You
on.
didn't.
Okay,
You only have 20 minutes
right,
for,
right.
and there's no way you could have gotten to that. And so
Mhm.
you didn't. But when the game was initially opened, it was in the ending position, and you may have seen it, but I don't think you did.
Yeah, normally I'm so focused on making sure the audio is working and everything else that I'm not looking at the positions. Literally, sometimes, some weeks, I will just go on autopilot and review the games without even like fully like understanding what I'm doing because I'm just so in autopilot. I'm like, look at the audio, look at the clock, keep an eye on the chat, make sure I'm not missing any questions, looking at the board. This shape means this. This is the level, so we need to use these comments. Like, my brain just goes on all of those things so much that it's just like I don't even have time to think about, oh, this is so interesting. This is a fight or whatever. No, I'm like shapes, this level, this response and just go really, really fast because 20 minutes you got to be efficient. So it's like super autopilot a lot of the time. And I find it really funny that that I've developed a teaching autopilot. I like the result for you. This everything here looks good for you.
Good.
Okay. No, you can do one more. Your
Yeah.
opponent didn't block, so this threatens a
Right.
cut. This is actually a pretty large difference because this one. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Now, here's what happened. I hallucinated that this is really, really weird. I hallucinated that it wasn't going to be an L+2, but it is an L+2 if I play C2. So,
Yeah.
I just, it's the across the board thing. It,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it does weird things to me. So, yes, I hallucinated that.
Okay. Well, at least you didn't die. It's just
No,
like
I
what,
did
two
not
points?
die. I did not die, and he never played the co. And later I fixed it.
Yeah, it's not a co. So,
Oh,
um,
okay. Well, I was thinking it was.
hmm? No, if it was a co, that'd be like really bad.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I get to play that. Right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
If you went from complete life to a co for your death, that would have been a huge mistake.
Yes.
No, it's alive. You just lose like 2 points.
Okay, good.
But what I don't like here is that white has the net and a nice tiger's mouth. versus
Right.
if you had done this, the position's a lot worse for white.
Right.
I don't even know if you have to respond. So that means white doesn't even get to kill the stone. So yeah, there's a lot of
So
difference in white's position.
this is one of the weird things I said you'd see in this game.
Yeah, I think your shape is all fine. This one's a little awkward, but it lives. But the difference was all in white shape, and you could have made white shape a lot worse.
Right.
Yeah, okay, now we're getting to this awkward top left. What? You don't want to fix?
I was worried that if I fixed it, that I was going to get compressed and small, and I felt that keeping the center, um, destroying the center was more important than giving up that stone. But I was probably
How
wrong.
how much profit do you think white can get in the center?
Probably not enough for me to give up the stone.
Yeah, because this stone
Yeah,
is
so there's
immediately
another,
15 points
yeah,
or
there's
so.
another bad mistake. There's another bad
Yeah,
one.
the problem is this is not just one stone. This is an entire chunk of cash.
Sure, right, it's cash.
Yeah, that's too much cash, unfortunately. Uh, the fact that like this exists too makes it kind of even worse because
Right.
this makes your position like almost alive. Not quite. So you're still uncomfortable, but it's a lot better versus losing all of those points. It's pretty difficult. Okay, this is a lot of two space. Where did you get the two space energy?
Well, I was just trying to make it as big as I could.
Mm, I'm pretty confident I say two space is typically bad for running away a lot. So I'm sure you've heard it, right? We talk about
Yeah,
two space for
I
running.
know.
So two
Right.
space is for Sabaki. So does that mean you're going to sacrifice the 4 stones if you get cut?
No, no. So
So
I
this
guess
is
it's bad.
it's too scary, I think. I think the answer, if we're gonna pretend this cut is bad to fix, I think the answer would be to attach, and this
Okay.
makes it a lot more sente. And you want to live in sente if possible. You want to the stronger you get, the more sente you want to do your plans with. I think the attachment would be that. Um, oh, that cutting point is huge apparently. Okay, let's go. Let's go here and then. Oh, come on. How is whatever? Okay, now what does AI doesn't even care about this group? Okay, cool. Whatever. I don't care. Useless. Um. Anyway, these are the ideas. So this one's kind of possible, but you already have a two space into a two space, which is very awkward. Especially if we start poking the shape. You see how little eye shape you have.
Yeah.
Um. I don't even know what to play. Just throwing some stones at it though. You have no eye shape here.
Right.
Versus if you can play 1 point jumps, that leads to an eye because a 1 point jump leads to a tiger, which leads to a Panuki, which is an eye. So dog's face is a tiger's mouth, so that can lead to an eye. Table shape is almost an eye by itself. So you got to think of it's not just connections, but also eye potential. So
Right. Right.
if you needed speed, then you sacrifice the eye potential to go faster. But I think you don't need to do this 3 times.
Okay.
Three two space jumps is way too much.
Right.
So
Okay. So I could have maybe E9 instead
uh
of H instead of the
no,
H11.
I think we got to go a little bit more aggressive.
Okay.
So this is technically not cuttable, I think, but it feels very awkward, and the awkward feeling comes from that you have so many two space jumps. It's kind of like asking for a Tsuji. It doesn't look like you're gonna die though, so it's not a. We can't say it's a mistake, but I don't like it. I think I would just jump if you're gonna jump, because now
Right.
you almost have an eye.
True.
But the answer is probably going to be here for what you're trying to do. Or this would be a skill that you have to develop is how to live using your opponent's weaknesses. This is like a single digit Q thing that you have to learn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't want to fix two space jumps. That's kind of the whole point. Because if you fix, White gets this as cash. So the thing is, you've already given 15 points, and now you're giving another 10 points. So this group is costing you almost 20 points so far, and it's still not alive. You don't have to fix that. Oh, I see. You're worried about the ladder?
Um,
Ladder.
yeah, I guess.
Hmm. Hmm. Do that.
I could do that, yes.
Yeah, this feels very. It kind of like, why even play here then if it didn't fix it, right?
Right,
At that point, you would just play here.
right. That's better.
Yeah, so this defense up here is definitely the big thing in this game because you've lost almost 20 points and you're spending so many moves and you're still not alive or connected.
Right.
So way too many moves and way too many points given. So the defense for this group specifically was definitely a problem this game. And I want to say it's because you are usually on the third line, so you're very comfortable with your shapes on the third line. But this group, because your opponent didn't make that trade, never got to the third line. And typically that's okay. But I think this is a situation where you're not used to, where you have to make shape quickly in the center. And I think because you're not used to it, that's why this defense looks so much worse than the other defense on the rest of the board. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So when you're a floating group, which you're typically not because you have good base instincts, but when you're a floating group, you need to look for the weaknesses in order to live quickly and get out quickly. But a two space is sometimes possible, but not when you're heavy. So when you have four stones like all clumped together, I don't think you can really sacrifice that. Probably the biggest thing is don't let your opponent have so much cash when you're playing defense,
Yes.
and maybe look for attachments. That is something. Maybe you're okay. I don't know. I feel like this is something you'd usually be scared to play.
I guess I ordinarily would.
Yeah, probably just this.
Yes.
This is more your style, I think.
Yes, absolutely. But he let me do it.
Hmm?
I
Mm.
mean, I didn't get punished. Okay, yes, I should have done that. And I think maybe later on I got it.
This puts you like upwards of 25 points that you gave your opponent. Looks like you
Okay.
got some points though, so we'll say 20 points. So yeah, this group, it was a negative 20-point group. Okay, and watch it for goose, but it looks like you're okay. Watch for the goose, but I think you're okay. Oh, your opponent get the in game first. That sucks.
I know. That's terrible. I felt terrible when it happened.
Nice Tanuki timing though. That's a good catch. Your opponent played a slightly small move. Yeah, that's a good catch. Okay, I'm like seeing this, this stuff. I'm seeing cuts everywhere. Okay. Here or just
Yeah.
here. Make it more obvious.
Something like that happens very shortly.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were aiming at here was the liberties. This move doesn't do enough to be worth a move.
I
Okay.
got it.
That's good. There you go. You found it. Ooh, what is bigger? Now the two stones are fine. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Oh, look, more cutting points. There's a co.
Right.
There's a co. Oh,
Uh,
let's do that.
this gets interesting,
There,
actually.
there, there, there. Let's do that. That looks fun. And then we could do all of this in Sente while threatening the co. Yep, good, good. No, that doesn't change the status of that cut, so this is better.
Right. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, if it changes status, you'd be correct, but it doesn't. All right, now you can do it. Now you can do it. This is the timing. Everything else was Sente, but now it's not. Now we can activate the co and do all. Wait, can you just go here, here, and double star? You can literally
Yeah,
just,
that works.
you can literally just do it.
That's
There's
not.
so many
That
cutting
is not.
points.
It's not what happened, but that is very nice.
Oh, there's so many cutting points. I want you to keep in your mind this sort of 2-2-2, 2-2-2, 2-2-2, 2-2-2 kind of. This is a very common DDK shape that a lot of DDKs play.
Right.
And I'm constantly lecturing the double-digit queues about the amount of cutting points they leave behind in these patterns. So if you can just train yourself to recognize the 2-2 Hane, 2-2 Hane, 2-2 Hane, that will actually make this very like glaringly obvious that there's a lot of cutting points. If you can recognize this is a common mistake at DDK, then you're immediately going to be drawn to the cutting points, and that once your eyes look at the cutting points, it becomes very obvious.
Yeah. This guy happens to be 8Q.
Yeah, but these are not AQ moves. So,
No.
Yeah, AQs can make DDK mistakes. It's just, can you catch it?
Right. Now, that came back to bite him that he didn't block that.
Mm-hmm. I expect a lot to come back and bite him. Good. Is there a Tsuji? There's not a Tsuji, right?
Well, only that I can play B12, but it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I think you can go here, but it doesn't really change all that much. Because it's just more points, but I don't think there's a way to cut it. I think it's just in-game Tsuji. Okay, now you got to make sure you watch yours, because you also have two, with all the cuts.
Yeah. Now, there's going to be a missed Atari later in this game.
Uh-oh.
And I missed the Atari, but I still go on to win. So wait till you see.
Any reason you don't do this?
I didn't think of it. That's the only reason.
When your opponent threatens you and you fix, that was a good habit until your level now. But if you want to move beyond that, you have to think, can I fix in a different way?
Right.
Try to fix and try to find ways to fix in multiple ways, not just one way, to push your game a little to the next level. Oh crap! I just realized that.
Yeah, there's a problem with the this group.
I just realized it's not just the cutting point. This group is dead.
Right, and I didn't see it, unfortunately.
Oh, there's so many problems with that wall. What? I think this is a lazy reading.
Right, yes. Yes, for sure.
Oh my gosh, really? We are at 8Q. How are we missing this? I guess tired brains, because this is Go Congress, so...
But there is the code there, too, so...
There's so many things here. But I feel like this is a very obvious one, right?
Right. Yes, it should be, but I didn't see it.
Right.
And,
that's why it's got to be like tired brains or something, because there's a ton of like DDK Tsujis here. Yeah, that's fine. Fine. Oh my gosh, your opponent is like just trying to die everywhere. With the amount of cutting points they have. Holy crap. Need to get lessons from me. Then I could yell at them for the amount of ways they're dying. So this doesn't work anymore.
we need to fill a Liberty
Oh.
first. Now it works.
Oh. No!
And I didn't see it. I
Oh, this
didn't
makes
see
me want to
it.
cry. Like,
I
there's like
know, I didn't see it.
so many mistakes right here that are not getting punished. Ah, gotta go back to that sandbagging account or something. There's so many. Definitely missed chance. Okay, so this is gonna be cutting.
Okay, well, you'll see how it plays out.
Uh, level 4. Oh yeah, so you were missed the cut last time. So this is definitely gonna be cut this homework.
Cuts. Okay, gotta do cuts.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh no, try to fight the code. This is a half point code.
I know.
Are you trying to just fill Dame?
Um, I'm really not sure that I remember what I was thinking at the time. Uh,
Hmm. Yeah,
but
because you didn't look for the goose.
you are just going to think this is crazy because, well, you'll see. Now, see that? I
There
should
you
have
go.
seen. I should have seen. Now, let me just tell you this. I was eyeing the Atari at J17 for quite a while.
Hmm.
So when he played F15, I didn't see that I could play G17 because I was so intent on getting to play
I see.
J17.
So you tunnel
Because
visioned on that cutting point.
I did. I tunnel visioned on that cutting point.
I
That
think
was my
I think your
plan.
brain was tired at that
My
point.
brain was tired.
Because I feel like you can see some of these, not all of them, but I feel like some of them you could have seen.
Oh yeah, sure. If you present me with the board and I haven't played the whole game up until then, yeah. But having played the game, I am tired as I can be
Yeah.
at this point.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about this one too. There's so many ways to kill him. There's so many cutting points. I feel like this is one of those Goose Tsuji problems for DKs. Like, where can you find the Goose Tsuji? Oh man. Hmm. There's another one. Here's another
Yeah, that
way.
would have been better. That would have been much better.
Everything can die. Uh,
Online go just followed.
here feels good. Because this threatens two things, but everything is good. Just kill something. Not killing something is the mistake here. Oh, it's so close to a Tsuji.
Okay.
Never mind. There would be a Self-Atari in there. Never mind. Why here? You literally made him get the point in Sente.
I know. But it's even worse than that because this is where I miss the Atari, okay?
Uh-huh.
But I'm so far ahead, and now I can destroy what little territory there is on the right side here. So actually, I figured it out that it was worse for me by about 3 points or so to ignore the Atari and go for this. I should have answered it, but I did make up quite a bit of having lost those stones.
I mean, technically this one's worth more, but
Well, of course it is. Of course
why
it
just
is.
fix this?
Yeah.
But maybe if your opponent's brain is tired too. I don't know. There's a lot of mistakes right here from the brain being tired. That's really funny. Oh
And
man, there was so many mistakes. But yeah, no, I've done it too. Like tired brain equals not good moves.
yeah.
I guess like if you were still at Congress, my advice would be tomorrow make sure like after like you start the end game, get up and take a cup of water or whatever. Make sure you go back and sit down and don't rush and reset.
I know.
Because your
That
brain
would
is
be
tired.
really good. That would be really good advice. And considering the fact that I had scads of time left, I could have taken a walk for 20 minutes and
I wouldn't
come
say
back.
20 minutes. That might have been
No.
because making your opponent sit there and wait when you're not even there for 20 minutes would be a little bit not great. But
That's
a
that's
5 minute
rude.
break, a 5 minute break, I think is fine.
5 minute break. Yes, I could take a 5 minute break. But what I'm saying is I could have afforded a 20-minute break. Not that I would take it.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I think if
but
you had done that for this game, it would have completely been so much easier.
yeah, it probably would have been. So yeah, this was a game that after it was over, I was delighted by the fact that I was 3-2. This
Nice.
is the fifth game, and it put me at 3-2. And so I said to myself, I may lose the next game, and it's okay because I'll be 3-3. So the pressure was off. But I actually had a chance in the next game. But oh God, it started off so badly. I lost a corner. And so we'll take a look at that now. It turns out I only lost it by
This is the last
12.5.
game.
Yeah, this is this last one. Oh, and this guy, he came into this game with a record of 4-1, and he ended with a record of 5-1. And he took third place in the 9Q band. Now, that shows you how stiff the competition was in the 9Q band because everybody who won a prize was either 6-0 or 5-1.
Hmm.
We had a number of 9Qs.
Yeah, I've noticed with students and players as well, there's a big like puddle of people at like the 9Q to 7Q range.
Yep. Actually, 8Q, 7Q and 8Q are where about a third of our members are in BenQ League, our active members, that is.
This is in 2022. I think there was another one done recently, but you see in this range it's crazy,
Yeah,
especially in 9Q,
9Q, wow.
uh,
And then 5Q
5Q.
somehow they have more. But
Well,
yeah,
that's
it's a
just this
9Q and
particular year
5Q.
they did, but yeah, like
Yeah,
this chunk right here
from 9Q to 5Q.
is a
It's where the
crazy
people
amount of
are.
people. So at the start of this mountain, say around right here, it's at 16%, and then at the end of the mountain, it's like 86%. So uh, you could say 70% of players or so are in this range.
Well, given the fact that I'm probably never going to be stronger than 5Q, I'm in really good company there. I'll have lots of people to play.
Yeah, 5Q is definitely a barrier. And then this 1Q right here, this is a really tough barrier. I'm surprised the gap is not larger. This is how many people? 73,000 people. Holy crap. I also wonder, because I believe OGS started you at like 12Q, right?
I really do not recall where I started.
I
And
think,
it's probably changed
yeah,
the
now they
level at
have a
which I start.
question that says, are you a beginner? Are you intermediate? Blah, 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 blah. But I think back in 2022, I think it started you at 12Qs. That would explain that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this 9Q range is like probably 2 or 3 ranks combined. At least it feels that way. Hmm. Why? I'm surprised you didn't go here. If you're doing points
Uh,
lover.
I suppose I could have.
I mean, it's not like your move's bad.
Now, by the way, I did I did go there eventually, and that is the corner that died. So I screwed it up. And then it's terrible because I had lost so many stones. It was actually a resignable position in my opinion, but I decided to continue to play and wait until you see how I fight off the invasion of the lower right. I actually keep his stones dead. and that's worth seeing.
Why a 2 space?
Um, I'll tell you, it's kind of funny. I was kind of looking at his style of play, and I was thinking, man, it's really loose. Um, and I guess I was matching him loose for loose.
Oh no, you don't learn bad things from your opponents.
I know, I know.
Oh, 1 space jump is so much better.
No, I should have just
Honestly,
done
though,
the one
no, you should
space.
have done a knight's move to punish this to Nikki.
Yeah, I should have.
But like, the jump here is more important because this white stone can pincer your K3,
That's
so
right.
you don't have a base over here if white goes in. But
Right.
this one is not nearly as concerned, right? So I think that if you're gonna jump to build, it would be here, but you need to punish first, and then after you punish with something, I don't know, you do whatever. Oh my gosh, this is so painful for white. After you do whatever, you can come back and jump down here. But I think the top left is being built first, so you need to go to the one that's being built first.
Okay.
This is just not good. You're playing Sabaki when you're the attacker, and you're getting further away from the group you're trying to attack.
Oh, you think I'm the attacker? I think I'm building territory.
Well, this is building territory.
That's true. That's true.
This is not cash.
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, it's starting to look like cash.
Yeah, down here, not here. There's too much Aji right here.
Okay.
You can see like this is almost a weak group, depending on how the play goes. Uh-huh.
There, I go in. Now, this turns out disastrous. Okay, now he does that, which, I thought was unusual. And then,
Oh, don't respond to that.
okay, all right,
You can just
so,
go here.
okay, fine. All right, that's better. Yep, okay, so now I know.
Yeah, if your opponent if you wanted to live, you would go here, but you're worried
Right.
about this, right? That's why
Right.
you go here. And what you're doing is you're threatening to get out. Also, you touched and white ignored.
That's true.
Also in the corner you go here, not a tiger's mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The idea is you were saying I'm going to expand my eye space by threatening to get out. And then he's like, "No, I'm taking your eye space." So you got to follow through with your threat to get out.
That's true.
Otherwise it wasn't a threat.
Okay, so this is terrible. I'm dead.
No, 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 absolutely not dead.
Oh, nuts.
Yeah, white is dead, much deader than you.
Okay.
This is cutting points. Oh, hey, look, cut homework. This is clearly the weakness of these games. Oh, that's what killed you.
Yeah.
This is the move that kills you. That is a huge difference. Because
Right.
even here, right? He goes here, whatever, in there. This is a ladder.
True. True.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you
I-
cut through the cutting points, everything of white's falls
So
apart.
I totally screwed this up.
Hmm.
And if I had made this live and kept him dead when he went
Amount
in,
0p
which I
just
did
followed.
anyway, then I could have easily won this game. As it turns out, in spite of that terrible death, I still only lost by 12.5.
That's good. Yeah, it's clearly cutting points is the issue. I'm not sure why you would think that this is the answer instead of a escape.
Well, I didn't see where to escape.
Oh.
I mean, I did not see how I was going to make anything escaping into what appeared to be a non-survivable situation.
Yeah, but
So-
like you can't just die. You have to try.
Right. Okay, at this point, I believe I'm dead. And I believe that in order to win this game, I must win territory to the extent that my death is made up for. So I played
suppose. It's a knight's
That
move.
was my.
It's
yeah,
a knight's
that-
move to bend around and close. This is how
Okay,
you
that
this is how
makes
you
sense.
shut the door of this position is with
Okay,
large knight's
that
moves.
makes sense.
Because you can't if you draw the line, everything keeps building. You run out of room about Tingen.
Okay.
If you could expand this way and that way, that'd be nice. But these two stones are going to go in. So
Mhm.
because this is looking at that, there's no way to expand past this point. So that's when you shut the door. You learned so many bad habits from them. Oh no. Yeah, just shut the door.
Yep. Yep.
That way you can kill anything that goes in. Like, I can still invade in here. There's so many cutting points. Remember how these live is either you don't attack me from the second line or I go through your cutting points. Like, you
Okay.
attack from the second line and protect your cutting points. That's how you kill stuff. But with this many cutting points, like, it's almost impossible. This is good in game, but are we at in game?
No, but I thought that it was more valuable than the 2 stones.
I
Maybe I'm
agree.
wrong.
No, I agree. 2 stones have nothing to do with your
Because
eyes.
I knew it's not gonna make me live to save those 2 stones.
Also, white is connected no matter what.
Right.
So there's no cutting points. There's no eye space. So yeah, small. Nope, good catch. You could go here. You could threaten in here. You could say, "Hey, I'm gonna get over there if you don't stop me." Um, this is okay. What? So somehow you changed your mind.
Oh, no, it wasn't that I changed my mind. It's that I had gotten what I was looking for, and then I figured, okay, I'll save the 2 after I got what I was looking for.
Nah, they're still small.
I should have just left them. Yeah, you're right. I like H5.
This is Gote. This is not good.
True. Yeah, see, this guy was so freaking aggressive. So aggressive.
Yeah, but you see how many openings he left from the aggression. This is why I don't tell my students to do it. Because it works if you don't know how to punish, but as soon as they learn how to punish, you're stuck. Because there's so many problems in white shape if this group lives. Do you remember how like white had a cut here, there's an escape here, there's a cut there, this could die. If this group doesn't die, white's entire position fails. It's too unreliable, so it's not good. So remember, just look at their weaknesses. If they're attacking more than you think they should be capable of, either you're getting a lot of value or they're leaving a lot of cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're just wrong. you just need to not be playing defense there or something. I don't know. Sometimes you're just wrong. But yeah, definitely you could just go here. Self-Atari.
Sure.
Definitely yes, they're aggressive, but it's not good. One step too soon? Because
Maybe.
there's 2 approach moves.
That's true. Okay, got it. So
Yeah.
4 liberties.
Yeah.
Actually 5.
1, 2, 3,
considering the
4,
eye.
5, 6.
5 liberties.
No,
Oh, 6.
there's an I, so you have to use both approach moves.
Right.
So it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and then white has 3. So you're good. But you have to fill one, so it's 5, I guess, 5 to 3. So yeah, you're up by 2, so you can ignore at least once. I would go here first. That way it kills any like ideas of this. Because yeah, you should be able to attack this, but like it's nice to have another stone to attack with if you can get it in Sente. Oh, you learned bad habits from this guy.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, now watch how I keep him dead.
I just want you to not get caught and keep your base. Here. I don't know. I just want this to not die. Maybe just here, but I'm worried about all of this stuff.
Right.
These 2 spaces are making it really difficult to play. Well, that's convenient. He just killed himself. Okay. What? What? He didn't even try.
Oh, he tries some more. You just wait and see how
What?
hard
Then
he
why
tries.
thief? Why did he give you another stone to attack him with? That doesn't make sense.
Okay, wait until you see how
This
many
is good.
stones end up, how many white stones end up in here.
Oh my gosh. You're attacking really well. No cutting
Thanks.
points that you can't handle.
Right.
Yeah, all the cutting points are clean. You're taking the eyes. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, once these two spaces were fixed, it was like super clean. But having those two spaces there really made it scary. I would block
Okay.
this way.
Right.
Well, no.
Maybe?
Yeah, because even if white gets some liberties here, there's
He's
still
not
a
gonna
cut
get-
right. There's still a cut right there.
Right, and he's not going to get two eyes.
The
Bottom.
thing that scares me here is here, here, or here. But I guess this one is.
Something similar worked. Just keep clicking and you'll see.
Uh-oh. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Looks like there might be an approach move though, so you should want it. That's not how you start that, but okay. More go problems for white. This doesn't really change anything. Just kill it. Or, oh, I see. You did, yeah. Sorry. Ignore me. I was over here like, is there a Tsuji? No, then let's just kill it. Oh, yeah, you need that liberty.
Okay, now here's where I made my big mistake. Here's where I made my really big mistake because I didn't save those 3 stones.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, and I could have won this game. I could have won this game if I had saved those 3 stones.
Oh, man.
And then, of course, I had to cut.
Oh,
to
that
keep
is.
the rest dead. So it was.
No,
it was
you have to
tragic.
cut now. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. There's nothing there. I'm hallucinating.
Right. So basically, like, it's tragic because I lost the big corner. I lost the corner. I lost all those stones, and it was really bad. I fought well against his invasion, and I screwed up by making a bad call on those 3 stones.
Yeah, I think the 3 stones for sure, but there was a lot of 2 space that led to a lot of
Yeah.
Aji, which, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I learned bad habits from my opponent, as you pointed out.
Yeah, that's why you gotta play stronger players.
Right.
This isn't the way to play this.
It was funny because after the game we talked, and I asked him, "Do you always play that loose?" And he didn't really know what I was talking about.
Yeah, that means yes. That's what that means.
Yeah.
If he doesn't know what loose means, then then that means he plays it all the time.
Well, I think he knew what loose meant, but I don't know if he knew he was really being that loose.
Yeah, usually you sacrifice that stone.
He won 3rd place, so it worked for him.
Oh my gosh. You know, I want to, like, as the Dawn player, it's like, how do you lose? But then I look at myself as the chess player and I'm like, this is what it feels like. this is it's like, how do I miss this stuff? Yeah. And then if another stronger chess player looks at it, I'm like, I can imagine a strong Dawn level chess player looking at my game and being like, how are you not seeing this? And I'm like, I've tried really hard and my eyes just aren't seeing what they're supposed to.
Funny thing is, this
Turtle
guy,
just raided with 4
he
viewers.
was the oldest
Emote
person who played in the Bound,
I love
and
emote
his
Closs,
age
I love
difference
emote
from his opponent was
Closs, I love.
72 years. So I happen to know this guy is 82, and I'm quite sure he's been playing for a very long time. And when somebody looked at our pairing, before the game started, somebody walked past and said, "Oh, this will be an interesting game." And I thought, "Oh crap, I'm in for something terrible here."
Yeah, I feel like this type of player is one that, like, if you know him, he's either gonna kill something or he's gonna die. Like, there's no in between. He can't, like, there's no end to the game. It's either something dies or he dies.
Right.
It's too
But
unreliable.
we did finish the game.
Did you ever notice this?
Um, actually, I did not. I could have connected out.
Yeah, because this is Sente right here, and then
Right.
you can get that
Yeah.
too.
Right. Oh, that's fantastic. Maybe I could have won the game with that.
Yeah, in game's really valuable when like you hit all of the end game perfectly and all the Tsujis. Here.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's here then. Maybe that's the safer one. But this one I think just is not good because of the end game. There's like another 12 points. This is one of your basic in-game Tsujis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That was terrible. Yeah, made a big mistake. Big mistake.
This
I
is
should have known
this is
better.
giving me like the feeling of the last game where your brain is just done.
Right. I should have known better. So I wonder how much that lost me. That lost me some points.
Almost
So
almost 10.
yeah, weight's only up by 4.8. And then if I could have gotten that thing at Q13, it would have been a
Okay, so
different story.
maybe like 4 at least. I'm trying to figure out if this is a mistake worth doing homework for, or if your brain was just tired. And I want to
I
say your
think my
brain was
brain
just
was
tired.
just tired.
This
But
is
you know what?
this is an
It's
interesting
a
question.
situation. It's a situation that comes up with enough frequency that I probably ought to drill it. Is there like a specific set of problems for that?
there's in-game problems for the second line cut.
Okay.
I don't
But
have as many as I would like.
you don't have them separated out or anything. You
Well,
just
yeah,
have
there's
end
an
game
in-game section.
problems.
Yeah, in-game section.
Right, yeah.
Someone actually asked a question about in-game, though it seems a bit difficult to me to know when I should start in-game. So, do you remember my advice?
I certainly do. Basically, what you do is you look at the central quadrants of the board, which are the squares between the star points. Like, yes, you look at this area, and there's 4 central quadrants of the board. And what you do is you start endgame when there is no area as large as one of those quadrants that is under contention. And then you go to the second line and you start your endgame.
Correct. One additional thing is when their open area is smaller than this, and there are no weak groups,
Right,
because weak groups take priority.
and that area doesn't have to be in the specific block that
Yeah,
is on the board
the
there.
blocks are a
It can
good
be anywhere.
guideline, but like it could be like right here technically.
Exactly.
But the
It's
idea
just
is
a matter of
pick a
area.
square, and then once the squares, there's no square left to build or develop or cancel out or whatever. Once the squares have
Right.
stones in them, there's no weak groups. Go to the second line and first line.
Right. And basically, I guess it comes down basically to whether or not it is worth it to be making moves in the center. Because if those moves in the center aren't big enough,
As
go to
long
the
it has to
second line.
threaten something of value. Yeah, there's clearly a lack of in-game problems. They're a little bit hard to find, but this isn't right. I know there's more in-game problems than that. Oh, I clicked on traps. I clicked on the Goose to Suji category. Yep, here's one. Here's kind of a similar tech. I don't know. Maybe it's not the same.
Yeah, I think it would be
Here's
hard
one.
to go through a series of endgame problems that haven't been broken down into various types, and to
I
actually
mean, you could just do them
find
all.
those.
You could just do them all.
Yeah,
Still good
I know.
practice.
I did 50 of them this week because you assigned me,
Hmm.
let's see, what did you assign? Squeeze, net, and endgame, 50 of each.
So I think this week is definitely going to be cut, and I'm wondering, maybe two, three, four, optimistically five. But let's see how many.
Okay, let's wait a second. Click on 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then click on start, and let's see how many there are. There should only
Uh,
be 78.
yeah. I think with the five, maybe just like look at it for like a minute, and then look at the answer, and then in 2 days later try to do it again. And if you can solve it, great. If not, look at the answer, and then on the third time through, so 6 days later, or so it was like 2 days, then 4 days. So that would be 4 days. Then
Okay.
try it a third time and see how far you can get.
Okay, what I want to know about when you select multiple levels,
Hmm.
does it start you at the highest level and work down?
I want to say it randomizes it, but it looks
Oh,
like
okay.
no. It looks
Oh, it
okay.
does
It
randomize
does
it.
randomize. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I
Okay.
have to refresh the page in order to change the random function. But yeah, it is random.
Okay. Because if it wasn't random, I would kind of prefer that it start easy and get harder, um, rather than the other way around.
Oh, don't forget, you could also make your own sets. If you wanted to like
Oh, that's
drill a
true.
specific pattern, you could go through the end game, like this, and then you could go
Find them. Yeah,
and
find the
then
ones I want.
the save it, bookmark it. Like you can make your own bookmark for end game practice and then bookmark it.
Hmm. Yeah. I guess I'm I guess I'm thinking that that might be a lot of work, and I'm not really exactly sure how to get the sets made, but maybe at some point I'll do it.
I mean, it's like if you want something even more specific than I've sorted, then you can create your own sets.
True.
But you just literally create a set, and then you can create a set when you click bookmark or whatever, and then you just name it, and then just add problems to it.
Hmm.
And that's all it is. It's just saving problems to a certain tag. But that's if you want to make sets more specific for something for your idea instead of separating them by like net or whatever. You could have like, I want to do attack and defense set or whatever, and then you'll add those problems that you think should go in that, and you make your own sets.
Okay. So, did we finish that game?
I think so, mostly.
Okay.
I know we started talking about the
You know what?
squares.
I think what happened was I had to stop. Yes, I had to stop recording at some point because I think I had missed putting something down, and so I just stopped.
This is okay. This one's not, but sometimes that can be very dangerous because sometimes your opponent will try to cut regardless. So you got to always make sure that cut doesn't work. But it looks like this case you were fine. Ooh, and you ignored. Nice. Yeah, you missed that cut. Here as well. Um, this would be nice to fight because if you can do that, then you can start a co over here. I don't know. This is probably not relevant, but there's a lot of in-game tricks you can try. I almost was like, "Why are you fixing one stone?"
Yeah, there's a good reason to fix the one stone.
Yeah, figured that out. This is too early. You don't need to do that yet. Oh crap! No, 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 no. There's a stone to be captured for a liberty. Absolutely do
Okay.
that first.
Right, right.
Oh, you lost value there. This one's odd. Still have this one too. Yeah, I think you hmm. Oops. I think you missed
Yeah,
a lot of opportunities from mental
I did.
exhaustion, which means Maybe to prepare for Congress, you could play 3 games a day every day leading up to Congress for like a week, just to build up the
Okay.
stamina. The idea behind it is you want to play for twice the amount of time that you're going to be playing the game, because that game is going to be a lot more mentally expensive. So double it and do it in a more relaxed environment will build up the stamina and just get yourself used to thinking for that long period of time. When I was doing for the state championship, I did that for like 2 months. I spent playing 10 games a day for 2 months to do that 200 game challenge or whatever, in order to build up the practice, momentum, and mental stamina to go for the state champion. And then I lost it to the 8Q.
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember you talking
Oh my
about that.
gosh, I was
And
mad.
there was no open section, huh?
Well, there was. I
So
was in. That was the
yeah.
problem.
Okay. So I don't know
It was
how
just
that
no. I mean, like
how are they figuring this?
they had it was like best performance, but there was a
Okay.
little bit of a multiplier for the harder games,
GT3L3S just
Yeah.
followed.
but it wasn't enough to like matter. Like I
Right.
think the 8Q went like 6-0 and I
So
went
the
5-2
yeah, so the
against 7
8Q did
dogs.
so the 8Q did really, really well as an 8Q.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really funny. Actually,
And you only did well.
I know, but I beat the other Don player from Tennessee, so I was the highest placed out of Tennessee, but it was best performance, not strongest placed. Which, in
It
hindsight,
should have been strongest
yeah,
place for
the
that kind of a title. Yes, it should have been strongest place.
yeah, they realized in hindsight that oops. And what's really funny is the person who did it. I didn't realize that they were the one who did it, and I complained to their face like the whole day because I was so mad about it. And I didn't realize that they were the one that designed that system. They're like, yeah, I agree. It should have been this way. I'm like, I don't know how you could come up with that. And they're like, yeah, hindsight or whatever. And I complained to their face the whole day and then realized it like 2 years later that they were the one that designed it. And they just
Oh
kind of like
wow.
accepted my complaints at face value.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel
No,
so bad because I was not polite. I was pretty upset
right.
to lose it to the 8Q after preparing for 2 months, 10
Yes.
games a day for 2 months, to lose it to an 8Q who took a weekend off of work for fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so mad. And then they teased me about it the whole 6 hour drive home.
Yeah. So
Oh,
now
man.
after looking at this game, I'm even more disappointed that I did not manage to pull out this win because I should have.
I mean, your games always look worse with the teacher.
I know, and I understand that. Now, we should look at the NAOL game that because I want to show you the thing that happened at the end. That's it. Got it. Okay, now look at the upper left corner. Whoops. Look at the upper left corner.
Nice. Good goose
Okay,
decision.
here's what happened. Okay, we were playing and the guy passed. And I said, there's still Dame. And he asked for an undo, and I even let him take the undo. And then he played a Dame, and I think I played a Dame. We might have played two more. And then I made this move, and I said, maybe not just Dame.
Oh, no, you smack talked in the, the game.
I didn't think it was smack talk when we had already said that we were filling Dame.
That's funny. Throw salt in the wound.
I guess it was smack talk, wasn't it?
I mean, depending
Maybe.
on how he read it, because text online can be taken in many ways.
Well,
But
see,
like, yeah,
I really sincerely meant it as, oh, I'm surprised it's not just Dame. You know, maybe it's
yeah.
just maybe it's not just
Text
Dame.
can be taken a lot of
Because look,
ways.
I had played a Dame or two before this. So it's obvious that I only just saw it. Because if I had seen it before, I would have played it before.
That's kind of funny. Oops. Oh, I hate like this is one of the worst feelings, but like knowing like learning more and more about Gusta Sujis and like giving it a name, it has become something that I look forward to see if I can find one at the end of the game. Because before we named it and made a whole thing out of it, this used to be one of the worst ways you could lose the game. So if you don't know about Gusta Sujis and you don't think about it, and then you get to the end of the game, you're like, okay, the game's done, and then you die, that's a good way to ruin the rest of your day.
Yeah. Now, he had lost this game anyway. So he said, it didn't really matter because the game was already lost. But,
Yeah.
and I said, after I did it, I said, I kind of hate to end the game that way. And he said, oh, like it was already lost.
Yeah. It's fun. It's funny. Goose the Sujis are
But see,
very tilting but
that
fun.
was that was Points Lover at its best, actually. The game that you reviewed on Wednesday
Mhm.
night.
See if I even remember what I looked at.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got 10 minutes left, so if you
I
want, we
remember
can just
thinking
push
that you
through it.
didn't attack again. Like you
Right,
you
of
wouldn't
course.
attack. Yeah, I think that, I remember that you didn't attack this or this
That's
like
right,
the
I didn't
entire game.
separate.
Like you played very good points lever, but you didn't attack. You never attack. Which Congress, you were missing a lot of direct cuts. This is one of those indirect cuts where there's floating groups or whatever, and
Right,
you're cutting the floating group off. So it's not
right,
a direct cut, but more of an abstract cut. And this is
right.
something a lot of single digit queues struggle to see. But when you learn to see it, it's like really powerful. However, the one you were messing up at Go Congress is like this stuff. You weren't even seeing these. So learn
Hmm.
these is more important technically, but of course we want to work on the big abstract cuts too.
Oh, I don't know if I told you last week or not that I attended the NAOL meeting. Um, and I did mention to Nick Prince that there had been some pretty crazy matchups that
Hmm.
you had to review. And I couldn't actually quote any, but you're welcome to let him know of any from like last season that were
Did
particularly
you like I
shocking.
had one yesterday
You
or
did. What
Wednesday?
did you,
Wednesday.
Wednesday? What, I left
It
after
was
mine, so
the third one was a 21Q and against the 3Q.
okay, now report that to Nick Prince, please.
I don't even know who Nick Prince is.
Oh, well, it's you are a member of the MGA Discord.
Yeah.
If you do, um, at Nick Prince, he's there. But you probably ought to DM him
Okay.
in, instead of saying
Oh,
it
I
out loud.
felt I was that was such a weird game. I don't have a link to it, but like it was 21Q versus 3Q, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to focus on the 21Q because clearly this is just gonna be one sided. And then the 3Q immediately made three mistakes in a row.
Okay, now
That was like
here's the thing.
DDK mistakes, and I was like, what is happening?
That's crazy. Now, what would be interesting to know is what are the NAOL ranks of these people? Because they'd be in a division for NAOL and they'd have an NAOL rank, which might be different from their OGS rank.
Well,
My,
I looked at
mine
3Q's
is,
account, and it was around 3Q because I've seen him beat players and lose the players around that level.
okay. Now, my NAOL rating is 12Q, but Nick told me that it's on the very, very edge of 11Q. So I'm in an 11Q division and I'm being paired with 11Qs. And that seems to be working out okay because the guy that I played in this game uh, is OGS 11Q, and I'm 10Q now because I played a BenQ League game with someone who accidentally made it into a rated game. And I care so little about this that I haven't bothered to recover my 9Q rating on OGS. I'm just letting it slide.
That's funny. Oh, fun fact about the Play Online page, actually. Um, I very subtly uh, intentionally left out the rank toggle because I don't want
Yeah.
you even thinking about it. When I want
Okay.
you to be like, when you look at this page, I'm like, okay, I want you to say, I want to play a game and I want to play it and I have this much time. Let's just hop in a game and play. I
Okay, so then when you hop in the game, you have no idea what the rank is of the person you've hopped
No,
in
you
with.
do that because I don't have the play page. The OGS will still tab over to an OGS window, simply
Okay.
because this is the only page that's built. But all of these will make a ranked challenge. There is no way to make it not ranked, and it takes the rank of your account. And so what these are the numbers or whatever. But like ladder anxiety comes from like the pressure of wanting to perform right. So if you, my hope is that if you don't even think about the fact that it's rated, then you'll be more likely to just jump in a game.
Well, this is kind of interesting because I don't play rated games on OGS. And now that I'm 10Q and I really don't care, maybe I might play a few, with your little system here and
Yeah,
just
the idea is
see what
like you
happens.
shouldn't ever let this rank affect you playing the game. Because the rank is there to like measure and review and study. It's not meant to prevent you from playing. It just give you a challenge, right? It's pair you with someone and give you a challenge. So as
Right.
this is going to like give you a challenge. You just click one of these buttons, you play a match and then get a challenge. And as long as like you only think about that, then it's actually I think it's pretty convenient. I've been playing these two a few times. Um yeah, Emirates the everything is Chinese rules. So Comey, I believe, is automatic. Handicap is always no because for some reason people hate it. Handicap, so I turned that off.
Oh,
People hate it, right? So that's the perception. Even if I think it's better for them, they hate it, so I just turned it off. So it should be +or -2 or +or -4 maybe on a worst case. Um,
so there is nothing to restrict the rank specifically.
It
It's
it's definitely around whatever your rank is, and then it does plus or minus a certain amount. I forget what the number was, but I think it was generous to make sure that you got a game quickly, within 2 minutes, basically. But
it must be
handicap
like
is
3 or
0.
4.
Maybe it is. Like it was literally I typed in a number, so I want to say it's 4, but the idea is that handicap is off. It's always Chinese rules. It's always like the same type of game settings, like Chinese, the time setting that you pick, rated, and handicap 0. And then it'll give you someone roughly around your level. And that's the idea. Like you click a button and you can play. That is the
Okay.
hope. That
And
is the hope.
so then I can sync my OGS account with this. And then I can just play these rated games directly from Sumigo Dragon.
No, it'll open a tab like this.
Oh, okay, fine.
So
But I start it from Sumigo
yeah,
Dragon.
you start it from Smego Dragon, and then it will open a tab unless you have pop-ups blocked. But it'll still show up right here. If you see it, it'll show up in the green, like right here, saying it's ready to be played, and you can click on it
And
and
you
open
can
it,
click it? Okay,
and it'll do the
good.
same thing. But yeah, there is a timer. It should take about 120 seconds or less, and hopefully that works.
Okay.
So this is 6Q. Well, keep in mind that I'm not pairing perfectly by the rank displayed. I'm pairing by an actual number in your data. So let's see. This is 19 by 19. What was the time settings?
Oh, was that from,
Yeah,
let's see.
Amaranth said they got paired against them using the system. So this is 5 minutes
Oh, okay.
plus 10 seconds. So this should be a live game, I think. So this is going to be, yeah, so it looks like 6Q. Where's that? Yeah, that's 6Q, I believe. Where's it 7Q? Well, that math always trips me up. I can just do this. 1542. Amaranth's is 1256. So yeah, that's within 400. It takes this number. It's 400 points away from you. So it looks like it was 1542 and you're 1556, and 56 is greater than 42, so it became within the margin of search. So yeah, that's the idea. I thought about making it a little bit more strict, but I wanted to see how long it takes to get a match with the settings right now. If it's pretty quick, and people don't have to wait forever to get a game, then I could always lower it. But I think right now the big thing is I want you to get in a game as fast as possible. But yeah, it's all Chinese rules. I think it's just literally the best you can do for the most generic and less confusing and beginner friendly. Because beginners were also expected to use this, and beginners don't know how Dame works. So I don't want to punish them for that. And it's technically a Chinese game. I don't see anything wrong with using the Chinese rules for the Chinese game. So I thought it was pretty fair. And then Fisher for everything, because everything's moving to Fisher. So that's the idea.
Okay, sounds good.
If you have any feedback, let me know. The goal of this page is for you to click a button and start a game. So if it does that, it does it. The reviews and playing games, those pages are just don't work yet or are not built. The review page is still busted, which I needed to prioritize this before that. The play page, I don't even know if I want to make it because I'm worried I'm getting a little too far off topic. I think I will at some point, but I don't know if I want that to be a priority right now. I also have taken the advice of Discord and took a couple days off, and decided to read some books and give myself a break from coding.
Sounds good.
So yeah, let me know what you think about this. Let me know how this goes. Remember that the link is not available on the site. You have to actually manually type it in, which is play-online.
Okay.
That's the only way to reach it, because I feel like this page, I want it tested before I put it on the main site.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it is available for you. Let me know how that goes. I think it's really
All right.
pretty. I really like it. And then, of course, if you're playing correspondence games, these will show up on the left, by the way. When it's your turn, it shows up on the left.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice page. I don't know.
All right.
I'm very biased, so I built it, so I'm biased.
Well, I'm glad you built it. So, I mean, the whole thing, the Sumigo Dragon thing.
I'm very proud of it. It's very exhausting, but yeah. Okay, so homework is just going to be lots of
Lots of cuts.
problems. That's the homework.
right.
Do you have any questions about anything?
No, I do not. And thank you very much for the lesson. It was very good.
All right, awesome. And I will see you
All
next
right.
time.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, let's get the recording posted before I forget. By the way, if you guys are interested in watching the VODs of lessons, you can do so on my website for like $3 a month, I believe. It's pretty cheap. But that is on seansgogroup.com, not Samega Dragon. Samega Dragon is also my website, but it's like Go problems. Go problems and study. Okay, and then post that here. So yeah, if you go to videos, you can see the VODs. I guess I didn't post the NAOL of this week, but I tried to post the NAOL, but I guess I forgot. There's lots of videos on here, like even free ones. There's a ton of them, like Joseki's and some opening stuff. Anyway, that's there for you guys if you want it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the lesson today and found it educational and helpful. But with that, let's go ahead and rate a bats. See you guys.